Hello everybody, James Monty here, and today we're going to take a look at Medal of Honor. Now, with the upcoming release of DICE's Battlefield 3, from everything we're hearing from them, they tested a lot of the mechanics of that in the Medal of Honor game. Now, while it wasn't as popular as some of the other ones, it wasn't a bad game overall. Let's take a look at some of the game types here. We've got Combat Mission, Team Assault, Sector Control, Objective Raid, and Hardcore Mode. And with the hardcore mode being kind of a mosh pit of all the other game types. So, how does it look? Well, frankly, the game looked really good. Was very impressed with the game right off the bat. It's definitely a step forward from Bad Company 2. You know, not that Bad Company 2's graphics look bad. It's just that these were a little better. Got a little mundane just simply because of the lack of maps and a lot of similar palettes and terrain, just basically based off of where the game setting itself. But as far as the look of the maps, the textures, the feel, the slight destructibility you got with this game. Game looks great. I have absolutely no problems with how the game looks. Now, let's start taking a look at some of the weapons. And what we're using here is the M24 sniper rifle, which you should be familiar with if you play Bad Company 2. And you'll notice there is a little bit of scope sway with the sniper rifles. Got to hold down your left stick to steady the scope up. And one of the reasons I wanted to show the sniper rifles to begin with is because while they are great weapons in the game, they're also one of the problems with the game. I mean, I jumped in and I bought the game initially when it first released and played it for about 3 or 4 weeks, and then just kind of gave it up just because the multiplayer is kind of unplayable because the snipers are so predominant. And you can see like what I'm doing here. We've got this other team on a just completely trapped back in their spawn, and there's just no way out, and we're just sitting back. You got the whole team on either side, and I think we completely held them off on this match where they couldn't get out, and just simply from the fact that snipers are just way overpowered. You see there's really no bullet drop or travel time like you get in the Bad Company 2. So while they do add a little bit of a challenge with the scope sway, it's really not enough to make the sniper rifles completely challenging. I mean, heck, I'm sniping with it, and I even had a round where I went 19-2 just sitting back using a sniper rifle. Pretty much sitting in the same spot the whole game. But I'll go 5-20 if I try to rush around with a SMG or an assault rifle. Now, what we have here is the M16A4 with the combat scope. It's my preferred attachment, and as you can see, you get a little bit of recoil when you're firing fully auto. But if you learn to not really burst the weapon, but as you see here coming up right here, just tap 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 the trigger, you get almost no recoil, dead on aim. With the combat scope, it dang near makes this thing a sniper rifle. I think I'm using the veteran version right here. And what I was talking about earlier about they've tested a few things from Battlefield 3 in the Medal of Honor is a lot of the how you use your attachments on the gun. What you'll have is your rail attachment, which is your optics. You got on here you have the choice of iron sights, red dot, or a combat scope, which is kind of like your ACOG scope. Then you have your barrel, which on the M16 is just, I believe, just standard barrel or suppressor. And you have an under barrel 40 millimeter grenade launcher. And then you'll have the option of ammunition, whether you want to, standard ammunition, extra magazines, or the hollow point bullets. Playing a little hardcore too, just trying to try to play everything. One thing I notice is really about the only difference in the hardcore and the regular core. You're gonna like this. Went to shoot a grenade and the tank popped up. It's just the fact that you don't have a map. You seem to die just as easy. Now here's one of the SMGs. You have the MP7A1, which is one of the special guns you got by pre-ordering the game. Absolutely one of my favorites. You have the AK-74U, the M4A1. You've got shotguns for each faction, and again, the guns are faction specific until you reach a certain point where you can actually unlock the ability to use the other team's guns. I guess you kind of roll back a little bit. On the American side, you have the M16 and the M249 SAW as your assault weapons. Again, the M4A1 and the 870 shotgun, and what's it? The TOZ 194 AK-74U, and the P90 being the unlockable once you reach a certain rank. F2000 on the assault class for once you reach a certain rank. AT4 and RPG. Snipers, you have the M21 battle rifle and the M24 bolt action. You also have the SV98 bolt action and the SVD, and then the G3 being your unlockable once you reach a certain rank. And your two sidearms, the M9 and the MP443. Pretty much all weapons you should be familiar with if you played Bad Company 2. Now we're in the vehicle. I do mean vehicle. You do get a tank on certain maps. Take you a little bit to get used to drive it, just because the controls are a little different than Bad Company 2, but it wasn't very hard. This is the first time I've been in a tank on this game. Like I said, I haven't played this game in probably 6 months, and I jumped right in it, and as you're seeing, I went on a pretty good streak. Held the enemy back so our team could get up here and get this bomb planted. And you can also see some of the limited destructibility. Now, I wouldn't really consider the tank one of the overpowered weapons, because you can see right there it fairly easy to take out. Now let's get into some of the problems. Okay, spawn in, die. Happens all the time. Right here, a little bit after being spawned in our spawn, mortar strike. And I let this sequence play out. So spawn back in, so I'm being the objective player I am, trying to run across the street up. In our spawn, rocket strike. Alright, so let's go get this, guys. Let's go get this, because we were winning, now we're starting to get down. Just trying to make it across this little choke point on this teeny tiny map. Tiny compared to Bad Company 2. And battle rifle. I couldn't tell you how many times when I first started playing. That was one of the main reasons I quit. Just that M21 battle rifle is just it just pisses me off. Oh, what do we get? We get another airstrike called on us in our spawn. Come on. Let's brush all that off. Let's go do this again. Let's try to just got to get across that street to the other flag. And getting sniped at again. Finally pick up where he's at. Now you tell me how I missed this guy. He was right in the freaking scope of that rocket launcher. And okay, well, let's pick him up. Oh, no. Die again. So what do we think about that? That's what I think about that. Well, final review is I'm probably done playing this game again. While it looks great, the mechanics are great. The maps are too small. Sniper rifles are way overpowered. People will camp back to build up the kill streaks, which again, the way that they stack, just you once you get on a roll on this game, you're golden. But if the other team's on a roll and you're not, you're pretty much screwed. So that's pretty much it, my review and kind of commentary on Medal of Honor. Thanks for listening, and please like, subscribe if you like what you hear. Thank you.